Hello, my name is Wesley Etheridge, and thank you for you two veterans, my fellow comrades, for coming here today. I am the Site Director for Health Information Management Links out of Richmond, Virginia. I'm also the Executive Director for Camp Verna, of which you are right now, a trauma-informed care facility for female veterans and others. Primarily, we provide a cluster of services for PTSD, military sexual trauma, TBI, and any other thing that a veteran may have went through. Not just females, but males also. I'm also the principal consultant for GCS Facilitators and Consultants, the leading authority on military veterans and anger management. And I'm glad that you two gentlemen came today, and I believe all the way from East Orange, New Jersey. So I want you just to share a little bit about your story, and I'm going to start off with you, sir, by you introducing yourself.
Well, thank you for having us first and foremost, Mr. Etheridge. My name is Philip Dumay. I'm a veteran as of right now. I've been a veteran for the past 5 years. I haven't had a job for the past 5 years. My job in the military was 11 Bravo Infantry.
Okay. So in the military, so did you serve overseas, or?
Yes, I served overseas in Iraq from 2007 to 2009.
Okay, if you don't mind, can you kind of share it? I know it may be painful, but can you share a little bit what happened while you were there?
My job in the military when I was in Iraq, besides getting very much sleep and getting a lot of medicine tested on us due to, because of our job, we had to be up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was it was very stressful. Not only was it stressful, I wasn't gonna say it's not easy. We did a lot of kicking indoors. We did a lot of arrests, a lot of insurgencies. Go out, go find a lot of IEDs. Experience a lot of IEDs. Experience a roadside bomb, and a couple other things. But
Well, I can tell right now, I can see your anxiety is getting up, because even thinking about that, that's one of the characteristics of PTSD. So I know that it'd be difficult for you to share, but I appreciate, what you've shared. And I understand we're going to have many of these sessions. So again, thank you for serving your country, and I appreciate you being here. And then I'm going to go over here and switch it to your friend here and colleague. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. I also want to appreciate you for this opportunity.
Okay.
My name is Elijah Henderson. I was prior Air Force, Security Forces, EST, Emergency Situation Team. I also served in Iraq during Operation Northern Watch. That was after Operation Desert Storm, but pre-9/11. A lot of people don't know about this, that operation. It wasn't something that was disclosed to the civilian world. And like I said, I was an emergency situation team. That's the equivalent of being on if you're on a police force, that's the SWAT team of the police force. We did a lot of protecting with priority resources and personnel. Without, I don't like to get too in depth because I get emotionally involved in it. But of course, we did a lot of protecting of personal resources and priority resources and personnel. And you look the operation up online, it'll tell you that there was no ground troops, that it was all air combat. We just don't do combat like that. So when I came home, it was very hard for me to get my disability rating. I had to prove my orders were blacked out
Because nobody never saw it. It wasn't documented. So if it wasn't documented, it didn't exist, so to speak.
Yes, sir.
It's ironic that you said that, because I served in the world's greatest Navy. I was an aviation boatswain. I worked on the flight deck. The guy with the yellow shirt on in front of planes. And I remember being from Portsmouth, Virginia, being a young kid and not knowing very much, and just serving my country and having fun. And we had a crash on the flight deck, September '78, off the coast of Florida, and my fly pilot got killed and my assistant got killed. And the guy who I was supposed to take his place on deck, or he took my place while I was going to chow, he got his legs cut off, and he saw a whole lot of different lot of different trauma on the deck. As a young man, I saw that, and I remember we just flew the next day. The guys that got killed and got maimed, they said we'll be flying because people on the flight deck coming down a dozen. I'll never forget that. That was the air boss, and it's ironic. I researched it up online to try to find out, because I shared this story. I just started sharing it. And that was it was many fires that I had participated in on the flight deck, but that was the very first one, so I never forgot that. And so this past 4th of July, I tried to research it and put it in a blog form. And just like you said, I couldn't find very much on it. The incident was there, but it said nobody got killed, and it minimized the incident. It wasn't top secret, but a lot of times when you have incidents in the military, somebody's trying to protect somebody's career,
Yes, sir.
or somebody don't want the general public to know the whole truth, what really happened. And so only those who experienced it know what happened. Now I can share that story because that happened in 1978. But I remember when I was a company commander at Recruit Training Command in San Diego, and I used to tell that story to airmen, because not only did I push boots, but I taught the airmen in basic airman school, and I had one of my students was from San Antonio, Texas, and he had a Hispanic last name, and it was the same name as my fly PO that got killed. And so I asked him, I said, hey, is Puente, that's your last name? Was that your father that got killed on the deck in '78? He said, no, that was my cousin. And even though I could share the story now, then when I would share the story, it was so emotional, it was kind of hard to even tell it. That's why I can identify when you guys say that anxiety comes up. We know that PTSD can diminish over time, especially when you talk to some of the Vietnam veterans that's been around a long time. They'll tell you now we can talk about it, but then initially it was very difficult. So managing those emotions. So I'm glad you guys shared the story, and that's why we're here today. We're sharing stories. We're talking about military experience. We're talking about the VA system itself, and I like to call it the broken VA system.
Yes.
I myself had a chance to meet General Sosisky before he resigned on 2 different occasions, and just like you and I sitting in this room right now, in one occasion at Tidewater Tech, I was part of a roundtable discussion with him and some other folks, and I remember when we sit down and talk to him, they had this Secret Service, everybody came in and scoped the building out and make sure everything was perfect, and he was talking about short-term education for veterans, and that's the topic we were talking about, because Tidewater Tech had just got certified in order to have veterans come through and use a post-9/11 GI Bill for short-term training. And one of the things I shared with him is that veterans need not only just educational training, but they also need opportunities for entrepreneurship with that post-9/11 GI Bill. So with that in mind, this is the first session of many sessions that we are going to get a chance to share different things so other veterans can hear it. And on the next session, let's talk more entrepreneurship. Indeed. All right.
Thank you again.
Thank you.